If you want to use Google Docs, but you don't always have internet access, don't worry. Google Docs allows you to view and edit documents while you're offline. Any changes you make to your offline documents will be saved to your device, and they'll be applied to your online files whenever you connect to the internet. We'll show you how to set up offline use for both your computer and smartphone or tablet. However, you'll first need to be online to set up for offline use. To use Google Docs offline on your computer, you must use Google Chrome as your web browser. After you've signed into your Google account, go to the Google Docs home screen. Click the menu icon, then select Settings. Look for the offline option, make sure it's active, and click OK. By default, this will only make your most recent documents available offline. To save a specific document for offline use, click the More icon under its name, then select Available Offline. If you're already viewing the document, click File and select Make Available Offline. Either way you do it, your file will be saved to your computer for offline use. Your smartphone or tablet can also use Google Docs offline. First, you'll need to download the Google Docs app for your device. It's free and available for iOS and Android. Open the Google Docs app and sign into your account. From the Google Docs home screen, tap the menu icon. Tap Settings. Then select Make Recent Files Available Offline. Now you can open and edit one of your recent files. Files that are not saved this way will be grayed out. To choose a specific file for offline use, tap the More icon next to its name and select Make Available Offline. Whenever you make a specific file available offline, it'll have a checkmark icon next to its name on the home screen. Whether you're online or offline, Google Docs autosaves your work seconds after you make any change. If you're offline, your changes will sync up with Google servers as soon as you're back online. While viewing and editing your offline documents, there are a few features that are not available. For instance, you cannot share your document, nor can you see edits that online users are making to your document. You also cannot check your spelling, search for images, or use add-ons. In addition to Google Docs, you can also work offline in Google Sheets or Google Slides by using the same methods we just covered. You'll need their respective mobile apps to go offline with your smartphone or tablet. Then you'll be ready to work wherever you go.
So you're writing a long report in Google Docs, and you suddenly realize that you accidentally deleted a paragraph a few minutes ago. Does that mean you have to type it all over again? No, it doesn't. Google Docs saves every change you made to your document through a feature called Version History. This lets you restore your document to the exact moment you desire, copy specific sections, and determine who made certain changes. To access version history, you can click the Save notice at the top of the document, or go to File, Version History, See Version History. Now you can browse a number of different versions until you find what you're looking for. You can also click Show Changes to show or hide changes made by you or any other authors. That can help make things a little easier to read. To restore an earlier version, click Restore this version at the top of the screen, then confirm your choice. Keep in mind that you should only restore a version as a last resort. Because you're going back to an older version, you'll lose any newer changes that have been made since then. Version history is also great for when you collaborate with other authors. If someone has made changes since you last saw the document, the See New Changes notification will appear when you return. Once you click and review the changes, the notification will disappear. You can also name a version if you want to keep track of a specific draft. Click the dots next to the one you want and select Name this version. Once you name it, it should be easier to find. You can also filter to only show named versions if you like. You can also use version history in other Google applications like Sheets and Slides using the same method we just covered. Then you can correct mistakes or review changes across a variety of applications.
Keyboard shortcuts can dramatically speed up your work. For example, if you select a portion of text, you can quickly cut it by pressing Ctrl-X or Command-X if you're on a Mac. You can then paste the text into a new spot by pressing Ctrl or Command-V. So that is how you can use shortcuts, but how can you discover new ones? One method is to look for them as you're using Google Docs. For example, when I open the Edit menu, I see that most of the commands have a keyboard shortcut that I could use instead. Another way to discover shortcuts is to open the full list by going to Help, Keyboard Shortcuts. Of course, you could also use the shortcut shown here. It's Ctrl/ if you're on Windows and Command/ on a Mac. A new window will open displaying a list of keyboard shortcuts. The list is divided into different categories to help you find what you're looking for. Of course, if you're looking for a specific shortcut, you can search for it by name. I use the word count tool a lot, so I'll search to see if there's a shortcut. There is. It looks like the shortcut on a Windows computer is Ctrl-Shift-C. Let's give it a try. I'll close out of the shortcuts window and press Ctrl-Shift-C. The word count dialog appears. Before we finish, I want to show you one more thing in the keyboard shortcuts window. I'll open it again, this time by using the shortcut Ctrl/. While this window shows most of the shortcuts, it doesn't actually show all of them. To see the full list, you have to click View All in Help Center in the bottom left corner. The web page that opens shows every Google Docs shortcut across all the different platforms. There are shortcuts for all sorts of different tasks. There are even shortcuts that you can do with your mouse. With so many shortcuts available, it's not really possible to memorize all of them. Instead, if you find yourself repeating an action over and over again, you should look to see if there's a shortcut that can help you out.
Google Docs makes it simple to work in multiple languages. In fact, you can translate your entire document into over 100 different languages with just a few clicks. Start by going to Tools, then Translate Document. This process will create a copy of your original document in whatever language you want. In the dialog box, start by typing a name for the translated document. I'm going to add the name of the new language at the beginning. Then, in the drop-down menu, scroll down until you find the language that you want to translate the document into. All that's left to do is click Translate. A new tab will open with the translated Google Doc. Your original document remains unchanged. While the translation is generally good enough to get the message across, it's important to note that the translation is not perfect. If you need an accurate translation, it's best to have a fluent or native speaker look at the document. Whether you're translating from or to your native language, the next time you're working across languages, try using the Translate Document tool. With Google Docs, using the keyboard isn't your only option to add text. You can also just talk and have Google transcribe the words for you. You can use this feature to transcribe meetings and audio recordings, or simply when you want to write faster than you can type. To use this feature, you must use the Google Chrome web browser, and your computer needs to have a microphone. To get started, Click on Tools, then Voice Typing. A little dialog box appears. If you need to, you can click here to change the language. To start recording, simply click the microphone icon, and if a pop-up appears, click Allow. Google's voice typing feature works pretty well, and it even lets you add punctuation using voice commands, period. Even though mistakes are likely to occur, it is still a great way to create notes very quickly, period. Clicking the microphone again turns voice typing off. In this example, Google did a very good job of transcribing my speech. It helps that there isn't a lot of background noise that Google has to try to filter out. Google's voice recognition is good, but it knows that it isn't perfect, so it underlines words that it's not sure about in gray. This makes it easier for you to spot any errors. You can correct mistakes by placing your mouse over the underlined text, right-clicking, and choosing the best option. You can also use voice commands to make edits to your text. Let's try an example. Select are likely to occur. Delete. Might happen. Stop listening. Notice how I said stop listening to turn off voice typing. To find a full list of available voice commands, hover over the microphone and click the question mark. While it is possible to do extensive edits using only your voice, the process is cumbersome. If you're able to work with the mouse and keyboard, you're probably better off using those to make your edits. Voice typing might not be the best way to edit your resume, but it is a great tool for when you are brainstorming or need to quickly take some notes.